For some of us at least, it's mightily surprising when a player who's scored sometimes quite unbelievable goals for club and country appears to be struggling to find a club, still aged only 32. But is that the fate of another Liverpool legend, though more recently an occasional performer for Manchester United? I'm talking, of course, about Michael Owen. Days before the transfer window closes, let's find out. Michael Owen joins us. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, David. How are you?
I'm very well. Do you expect to be back in football this week?
I do, yes. Yeah. As with a lot of these situations, transfer window and things like that, a lot of things happen later on in the window when people are assessing the squads and things like that. And so yeah, I mean, I've been in contact with quite a few teams, and I'd definitely expect to be donning a new shirt quite soon.
And just between you and me, where's that going to be?
Well, as I say, I've spoke to quite a few teams, and it's a case of picking basically the best, which is going to suit me, my family. I've said before that I'd prefer that to be in the Premier League, and that remains the case. And then different things will sort of form the basis of making the right choice, really. So location would be great if I could stay at home, but if not, then so be it. And obviously the quality of the team, the manager, everything really. So hopefully I pick the right one.
How big a blow was it for you leaving United, though?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty realistic. When I first signed at Man United, I was third choice, but played quite a bit. First season, had a great, really enjoyed that first season. Berbatov and Rooney obviously being the first choice, but I played my fair share. And then we signed a young lad at the time called Hernandez, and I think the intention was to, that there was ability there, and he was going to sort of come slowly through the ranks in many ways. I don't think anyone could see, how fast, he learned his trade in the Premiership and how well he did. So it was a case of all of a sudden being fourth choice, and then another young kid come through the ranks, and Danny Welbeck had a great loan period out at Sunderland, and he came back, and he was obviously right in the fray as well. So all of a sudden there was five of us, and the longer I was there, the more I was almost sort of not getting pushed back, but I was getting further and further from the first team. So it was just an inevitable thing that I wasn't going to be required anymore. Did
you feel hurt?
No, not at all. This is football. This is a man's, it's a tough game out there, and just like people will complain when there's, a footballer's trying to get the best deal for himself and all the rest of it. Well, it happens the other way around as well when people, aren't good enough anymore or get pushed out of a team or whatever it might be. I mean, it's a two-way thing, football, and you've got to be producing on the pitch to be wanted, and that's life really, not just football. So it's quite a normal thing. I'm not the only person that it's happened to, and I'm not the only person that's looking for a new club now.
Henry Winter's with me here in the studio.
Morning, Michael.
Morning, Henry. How are you?
Yeah, very good, Michael. Just interested in sort of slightly longer term, and I hope you can sort of keep on playing for a few years yet. But longer term, do you fancy management, or is it the horse racing world that you'll move into?
No, I'll stay in the football world for sure. Horse racing is something that I'm passionate about and I enjoy, but it's certainly something that I keep as enjoyment, even though I've got a business interest in it. I wouldn't, I don't want to go any further. I'm happy with my involvement as it is. Football is what I know and what I do best, and I'll certainly stay in the football world. I've done my first few badges, coaching badges, but I'm still not sure whether I want to pursue that or not. But certainly, there are a few other things that you can do within football, and I wouldn't mind exploring a few of them as well.
Things like what?
Well, there's obviously the media, the television. There's a lot of things, management, coaching. There's a lot of things associated to football that you think it could interest you at some point. So for now, I'm obviously wanting to play on for another 2 years at least. I would think. I'm only 32, so you look at the Giggses and the Scholeses of this world, and it inspires you to play on. I don't think I'll get to them. Later 30s really, but certainly at 32, I don't feel as if it's time to retire.
Going back to the current situation you're in, I mean, how is your fitness, and is there an image problem that clubs think you're injury prone?
Well, I think, I suppose so, yeah. I mean, I'd be stupid to sort of deny that I've had injuries in my career. Of course I would. But I think if you look at facts and figures and everything else, then I've played my fair share of games throughout my career. And, a lot of people will, perception is obviously a great thing. I mean, people just automatically could point to, you've only started this amount of games and that amount of games, but in effect I could have started, probably, 30, 40 games last year and the year before that or whatever. It was availability. I was there, but obviously when you've got Wayne Rooney and Berbatov and Welbeck and Chicharito and all the rest of it in your squad, then it wasn't easy to play. So I mean, you can twiddle with stats and figures and all the rest of it to make you look good or bad. But no, I would be stupid to say that I'm not susceptible to the odd injury. But I know for certain as well that if I was at a team that I was playing, more regular than I do feel as if I'd pick up or build up an immunity to playing. It's very difficult coming on for 2 minutes here and then not getting a look in for 2 months and then all of a sudden being asked to play 90 minutes and all the rest of it. It's not easy, and I probably struggled a little bit with that. But no, I was available for a fair point at Man United, and as I say, if I get into a run of playing games, and then I believe that I'll stay fit for most of the season.
And just remind people, how long ago was it that you scored a hat-trick in an away game in the Champions League?
That's right, yeah, that was one of a number of highlights really at Manchester United. That was my second season at United, wasn't it? So it would have been, 18 months ago. I scored a hat-trick away at Wolfsburg. I think Dzeko was on the score sheet for Wolfsburg at the time, so it was, that was sandwiched in between. Obviously, I scored the winner against Man City a month or so earlier, or a couple of months earlier, and then scored in the cup final a couple of months after that when we won the League Cup. So that was some great times. I had some great times, and that season in particular was, some real individual highlights in that.
Well, Michael, everyone will wish you well, and we hope you're right and you get a club this week, and I hope it's one you flourish at.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, David.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Henry. Bye, mate.
Michael Owen, still got some football in him?
Yeah, doing his coaching badges, and what I'd love to see is him taking the younger England age group players and teach them how to take a penalty. Take them down to St George's Park, just work with the young kids there, because the next generation are coming through. The under-17s are there this week with Hodgson, and it's just so important that they learn how to take penalties, because we've seen how our summer always ends.